What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and we've got the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 or Z Fold 3 if you're from the US in the house. I'm telling you, Samsung definitely missed a trick by not calling this the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. But anyway, we also have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. Now I believe this is the first unboxing in the world with both of these devices, so a thumbs up for your boy would be appreciated. We've also got some coverage with the Z Flip 3 coming up, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can see that first. We're going to unbox the Fold 3 first, and then we'll get to the Watch 4 Classic later, so stay tuned. This video is sponsored by Spigen. Stay tuned to find out about their new power accessories. So the first thing you'll notice right away is that the box is significantly thinner compared to what we've had in previous years, and I'm sure you can predict why that is. So the unboxing experience is pretty straightforward. We are straight away presented with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. Let's take it out of the plastic right away, shall we? So satisfying. As well as the device, we do get a SIM card tool, some paperwork, and a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. And that is because, unfortunately, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 does not come with a charger included in the box. But that's fine. I've got you covered. Well, not me specifically, but our video sponsor, Spigen. Now, you guys will know that I have been a personal Spigen customer for many years now, way before I ever worked with them. And they've been known for their high quality cases, but now they're also doing lots of power accessories. They've got a range to choose from. My personal favorites are the ArcStation Pro 45 watts, which is under $30 on Amazon. And this can not only charge the Z Fold 3 at its maximum speed of 25 watts, it can also charge other devices up to 45 watts. It utilizes gallium nitride technology for fast and efficient charging, and it's super compact, so you can take it with you wherever you want. Now, if you're somebody who prefers wireless charging, which the Z Fold 3 does support, then you'll want to check out the ArcField wireless charger, which is currently under $25 on Amazon. This supports up to 15 watts of wireless charging and is built with overheat protection technology that delivers fast performance by optimizing temperature. I'll be leaving links to the chargers down below, so definitely go ahead and check them out. And here it is, the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. Now, on the face of it, it does look quite similar to the Fold 2 that we had last year, but there are lots of improvements. It's overall slightly smaller and slightly lighter compared to the Fold 2, and we've got three colors this year. There's a Phantom Black, a Phantom Green, as well as a Phantom Silver. And we've got matte finishes across the board, which I really do like. The camera module has also been updated, so we've got a single line camera module. It's not a rectangular camera module like we had on the Fold 2. And the build materials have also been improved. So the frame is now what Samsung call armor aluminium. Now this is supposed to be around 10% stronger and more durable compared to what we had on the Fold 2. And more importantly, the Fold display now has a protective film, which is supposed to be around 80% more durable compared to last year. The Fold 3 is now also the world's first foldable smartphone with an IPX8 water resistant rating. This is absolutely awesome, and it can't have been easy to get this water resistant rating on a foldable device with all of its moving parts. Now the X in the IPX8 means that it's not completely dust tight. However, there are fibers inside which prevent dust from getting in. But once again, having water resistance on a foldable smartphone is a big step forward for foldables. Right, now let's take a look at the display. So the cover display is still around 6.2 inches. We've got a punch out for the front facing camera. The bezels are also roughly about the same as what we've had previously. The big improvement for the cover display this year, however, is the fact that it's got a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. Now the cover display on the Fold 2 last year just had 60 Hz, whereas the main display had 120 Hz, and constantly switching between 120 Hz and 60 Hz was definitely noticeable. So I'm glad we've got 120 Hz on the cover display this year too. Makes things so smooth. And then we have, of course, the beautiful 7.6 inch foldable display. This has a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate, making things super smooth, and it's also 29% brighter compared to last year. Now, there is still a visible crease when you don't have anything on screen, but when you do have something that's white, it's not that noticeable. This is something that we still have on foldable devices, unfortunately. Now, size and bezels do seem pretty similar to what we had in the Fold 2. However, the Fold 3 now has pretty much an uninterrupted display. On the Fold 1 and the Fold 2, we had either a cutout or a punch out for the front-facing camera. But this year, Samsung has opted for an under-display camera. Now, if you do look closely, you can notice that there is a hole there for the front-facing camera. And this has actually dropped in resolution, so it's 4 megapixels instead of 10 megapixels like we had last year. Now, in terms of quality, this is definitely not as good as the 10 megapixel camera on the cover display within the punch-out. But the thinking behind this is to really give you an uninterrupted viewing experience when you're watching content or when you're gaming. And when the device is folding open, generally you're not going to be taking selfies, you'll be using it for video conferencing calls. And for that, you do have 1080p Full HD. The other thing to also keep in mind is that you can actually use the rear-facing cameras for selfies and have a preview on the cover display. This is going to give you much better quality selfies with the primary camera as well as the ultra-wide camera to get more people into your shots. Now, there does seem to be a bit of a mixed opinion on the under-display camera online. Some people kind of like it, some people are like, nope, they would have preferred a high-quality punch-out. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I did see Michael Fish's video and he mentioned how if you do want to take pictures while having the smartphone like this on the table, then again, you're not going to be able to get that quality with that 4 megapixel under display camera. Now, moving on to the rear facing cameras, we do have a triple 12 megapixel camera setup. So as we had last year, there is an ultra wide camera, there's a primary camera as well as a telephoto zoom camera, which will give you 2x optical zoom. Now, as far as we know, the hardware is pretty much exactly the same as what we had last year. However, there are some improvements. Firstly, the glass is ultra clear glass with Gorilla Glass DX. Now, as the name suggests, this is ultra clear, so it should give you more cleaner images. But more importantly, we have updated software as well as an updated image signal processor. So basically, when you take images on a smartphone, they go through an image signal processor, which is part of the chipset, and that's really what gives you the processing quality. And the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 is now powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G chipset, which is the flagship chipset this year, and it's very, very capable. Now, they didn't go with the 888 Plus. I'm not sure why that is. The 888 Plus was announced a little bit recently, but nevertheless, the 888 is very, very good, and the Fold 3 is available in 2 storage options, 256 or 512 gigabytes. There is no expandable storage, and it has 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now, the RAM is very important because you will be using the Fold 3 for a lot of multitasking. And there's been lots of improvements for multitasking here on the Fold 3. Now you can use pretty much all apps for multi-window. So for example, you could have a video playing on one window and then on the other video, you could be browsing the internet. But also apps are a lot more optimized. So for example, if you're using your messages, you can have the list of messages across one side and then you can have your message field on the other side as well as emails. And I'm told that apps like TikTok, as well as in particular Instagram, have now been optimized more. This is an issue that I used to have with the Fold 2, and stories on the Fold 2, although they would look okay on my Fold 2 display, when other people viewed them, things would be cut off. So I'm definitely looking forward to testing these out. I will be covering all of this in my full review. If you want to see that first, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. Now, a new feature we've got on the Fold, which in my opinion is very significant, is support for the S Pen. This becomes even more important considering that this year we are not going to be getting a new Samsung Galaxy Note device. This will probably be coming next year. And I'm genuinely impressed that Samsung has managed to get S Pen support on this foldable display. It couldn't have been easy with all the digitizer and components and everything, but the Fold 3 is only compatible with specific S Pens. There is a Fold Edition S Pen, which does not have Bluetooth, and then there is the S Pen Pro. Now, the way this works is that the nibs are actually rubber, so they're not as strong as what you would normally have because of the foldable display. And they also retract a little bit so you won't damage this foldable display. The S Pens are sold separately, and there is nowhere within the Fold to actually store an S Pen like we have on the Note. So you will have to have a case or something where you can have the S Pen. Now, I did try out this Fold case at the briefing, And it's fine, but it does add some more bulk to the already bulky Fold 3 device. So I'm gonna have to see how I get on with that. Right, now moving on to the batteries. So the battery is actually split into dual cells on both sides of the device, and we do have a total of 4,400 milliamp hours, which is slightly smaller compared to the Fold 2. In terms of battery life and usage, again, I'm gonna have to cover that in my full review. The Fold 2 actually gave me very, very good battery life. And for charging, as mentioned earlier on, we do have 25-watt wired charging. Charger is not included. Definitely check out the Spigen charger that I mentioned. And you do have wireless charging support up to around 10 watts. There's also reverse wireless charging, wireless power share, so you can charge other devices on here wirelessly. Now, taking a look around the device, on the right-hand side, we do have the volume buttons as well as a fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner works very well. On the right-hand side, there is the SIM card tray. At the bottom, we have a USB Type-C port, and there is one of the two stereo speakers. So we've got one at the bottom and one at the top. These do support Dolby Atmos and they sound very, very good. Finally, pricing. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 actually comes in slightly cheaper compared to the Fold 2. So it starts at around £1,600 in the UK or $1,800 in the US. And you can spend $100 or £100 more for double the storage. And although the price has been reduced, it is still quite expensive, especially compared to the Z Flip 3 this year, which is coming under £1,000 or under $1,000. Now, granted, you are getting a lot more features. You're getting one fully usable cover display here, as well as S Pen support and everything else. But because of that higher price, I still think the Fold is going to be relatively a niche product for those enthusiasts like myself. But nevertheless, I'm super excited about where the foldable smartphones are going and all the improvements that come with the Fold 3. Now, as you saw towards the start of this video, we do have the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. So let's go ahead and unbox that. So the unboxing experience, once again, is pretty straightforward. As well as the Galaxy 4 Watch Classic, you do get some paperwork as well as the charger. Right, I've gone ahead and set everything up. This is the 46mm version, which I believe is the only version available here in the UK. There is also a 42mm version. It has a 1.36-inch display with a 330 ppi pixel density, powered by the Exynos W920 chipset with 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. We've got a stainless steel build, and straps, as expected, are interchangeable. And most importantly, the Galaxy Watch 4 as well as the Galaxy 4 Watch Classic are the first smartwatches to come with Wear OS powered by Samsung. So Samsung has now merged with Wear OS, so we've got the best of Wear OS with the best of Tizen in one place. Now, I've not been a Galaxy Watch user for the past couple of years, but with this new update, I can't wait to test this out and see how it will be for the day-to-day. And with the Galaxy Watch Classic, we do get improved sleep tracking with breathing and snoring data. It can also detect blood oxygen level, body composition metrics with blood pressure and ECG. But my absolute favorite thing about the Galaxy 4 Watch Classic is the rotating bezel. Like, I still think this is the best way to navigate on a smartwatch. Look at that. So cool. Now, for battery life, you have up to 40 hours, and this is priced at around £370 in the UK or $380 in the US. This is for the 46mm version. The 42mm version is slightly cheaper. So that is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. Unboxing and detail first look. What do you guys think of these devices? Are you going to be picking one of these up? Definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be doing lots more coverage with the Fold 3 as well as the Watch 4 here on the channel. So if you don't want to miss any of that, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Now, we are also going to be having more coverage with the Flip 3, so do stay tuned for that. If you want to see the Flip 3 versus the Fold 3 hands-on comparison, I've already done that video. I'll link that video in the cards and down in the description. And that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, do smash that like button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.